Are you a veteran and you're wondering why it's taking the VA a long time to rate your claim? In today's video, I'm going to share with you 2 things that could be holding up your claim from receiving a decision. So stick around. Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Dwayne Kimball, owner and founder of KMD 89 VA Claims Consulting, United States Army veteran and retired VA rating specialist. Today's video, what are 2 things, just 2, that could be holding up your claim at the VA, okay? So a lot of veterans are saying, hey, the wait times are too long. I've been waiting 2 months. I've been waiting 3 months. So I found 2 things that you probably did to cause your claim to go to the VA cloud. So stick around and I'll explain. But before I get into today's video, I want to remind you of my upcoming seminar on how to win your VA compensation claims. I'm going to be coming to a city near you. So if you're in Atlanta, Georgia, Norfolk, Virginia, San Antonio, Fort Hood, Texas, or San Diego, California, I'm going to be coming to you and we're going to teach you how to win your VA claim, okay? So we're going to be talking about BDD claims for active duty service members, intent to files, how to word your VA claim, what are some prescribed forms that you need to submit to the VA, acceptable evidence, DBQs, nexus statements. We're going to be talking about a lot of topics. So if you're confused on the VA claims process, you need to be in this seminar. If you're about to retire or ETS from active duty, you need to be in this seminar. If you're stuck at 30, 40, 60, 80, 90% and you're trying to get to that 100%, you need to be in this seminar. Check the description section below, sign up, you'll find the link to the Eventbrite page, okay? So today's video, what are a couple of things that I think that you, the veteran, may have done to cause your claim to get prolonged from you receiving that rating decision, okay? So I have a couple of slides I'm going to share with you to point out some things that you may have done, okay? So let's get to it. Slide number 1. Here in slide number 1, you can see this is, if you're familiar with the VA form 21-526CZ, okay? This is part of that form, okay? If you go to page 9, this is at the top of page 9. So the first thing that you want to look at, top right-hand corner, expiration date, November 30th, 2025, okay? Now, I always encourage people, when you're filling out a VA claim form, whether it be the 526CZ, 0995, the 0996 for a high-level review, 2680 for aid and attendance, you always want to go to va.gov/forms, okay? Or just go to va.gov, go to their search menu, put in VA forms, and you should find the link there. Get the forms from the VA website. So even if the expiration date has passed, that form is still good because you got it from the VA's website, okay? You always want to make sure you get the correct and updated form, all right? So this is an application for disability compensation and related compensation benefits. Now, what I'm going to discuss, one of 4 things is on this section. Section 1, you got FDC program, fully developed claim program. You have standard claim process. You have IDES, okay? Then you have BDD claims for active duty. BDD is just for active duty, okay? Now, the one that we're going to focus on is standard claim process. If you check this box, you're telling the VA, hey, do not make a decision on my claim. I have other evidence to submit. You just put 30 days on your claim right there. You just extended it. And it doesn't mean on that 31st day they're going to go back and look at it. It could be 45 or 60 days, okay? So if you go through the instruction section of the 526CZ, pages 1 through 8, okay? You'll see the difference between a fully developed claim and a standard claim. They're explaining to you, hey, if you check a standard claim, this is what you're telling us not to do right now. Do not make a decision. You have other evidence to submit. I'm not saying you shouldn't check that box, but if you do, just understand you just tacked on another 30 days. Okay, and that's not including them reviewing evidence, going out and get other evidence or doing other development, CMP exams. At a minimum, you just added on 30 days. Okay, so you have to think about that and make sure you are educated. Okay, slide number 2. And here in slide number 2, this is section 17 of the VA Form 21-526EZ. And it states 17A, enter the disability treated and name/location of the treatment facility. Now, if you had treatment at the VA hospital, and I believe it was after August, I know it was after 05 or something like that, okay? The rater has access to your VA progress notes, all right? So there's no need to submit 1,000 pages of VA progress notes. A lot of vets, they run to My Healthy Vet, they print off everything, 10,000 pages, and they submit it to the VA. Do you really think that that rater is going to find the information they need in 10,000 pages? That's like looking for a needle, a half a needle in a haystack, okay? So keep in mind, if you were treated at the San Diego VA Medical Center, April 2021, they can already see that, okay? They don't have to send permission to you to get those records. They can already see it. And if you actually want to send it in, it may not be a bad idea just to go to My Healthy Vet and print it off yourself. Get the 2 or 3 pages and submit it with your claim. Now, the most important thing about this is you can submit or annotate private doctors' information where you got treated. Now, if you do that, they're going to send you a VA Form 21-4142, medical release form. As soon as you put the information there from a private doctor, that's 30 days. You send it back, in another 30 days, they're going to look at it, maybe 30, 45, 60 days, then they're going to send it to that doctor. The doctor may sit on it for a while, okay? It may come back up in the VA system. Wait a minute, 2 months ago, we sent this to the doctor and they haven't responded. Oh, well, we're not going to go back out. We're going to send we're going to send the veteran a letter. And then they just put your claim on hold for another 30 days. And guess what they're telling you in that letter? We didn't receive a response from your private doctor. It is your ultimate responsibility. But guess what? We're already 6 months down the road. So I'm going to share with you with a VA employee that was developed my claim when I put something in that box. But just keep in mind, if you put private treatment from a private doctor, you're tacking on extra time to that claim form. Tacking on extra time to your claim, all right? And going back and forth to get this medical evidence, guess what? They still haven't requested a CMP exam. So if they do that, that might be another 30 or 45 days. And then another 30 to make a decision after you go to the exam. So we're probably talking 6 or 8 months down the road when you could have just done something, okay, and got the information yourself. And guess what? That'll alleviate the whole 8 months. If it is, I'm just example, hypothetically, 8 months, okay? So by doing those 2 things, I'm just trying to explain to you, by doing those 2 things could add on more time to your claim. Now, this is your claim. You have to make that decision on what you're going to do. I'm just explaining some things that veterans have done that prolong their claim. Now, I put private doctors that treated me in there on my first claim because I didn't know what I was doing. Even though I was a rating specialist, I was 2 days on the job. And actually, a VSR, Veteran Service Representative from Atlanta, called me, and I'm gonna tell you what he said when he got on the phone. He verified it was me, and he was like, he took a long breath. He was like, He was like, dude, that's exactly what he said. Kind of caught me off guard, but he was like, dude, you got 3 doctors on here. If we go and do all this development, it's going to take a long time for us to get this paperwork. And I think he just didn't want to do it. But it was a win-win for both of us for him making that call and telling me, saying, look, it's going to take a long time for us to get this. Why don't you go out yourself and get the information, and it'll be a lot faster. And I was like, you know what? He's right. And it took me about 3 weeks to get the information in hand from that phone call. And then I submitted it to them, okay? They still screwed the claim up, but at least it took a year. But if they would have went out, it would have been another 6 or 8 months. So you're talking about like a year and a half, almost maybe closer to 2 years, okay? But by me doing it myself, it reduced the wait time. Even though back then it was a year, the VA has come a long way since then. But back then, the average wait times were a year. Now I think they're around, our clients, what they've been telling us, about 2 months, okay? Which is not, I don't think is a long time. So look at that form, standard or FDC claim. What does it state in the instructions as it pertains to a standard claim? Can you go out and get those medical records yourself? Or do you want the VA to do it? If the VA does it, just keep in mind, you just added more time on your claims process for them to make a decision. So with that being said, make sure you like, subscribe, hit that notification button, and don't forget to share this video with your fellow veterans. Thank you.